Alex Patel, a new student at Redwood High School, stepped into the modern halls of his new life filled with nervous excitement. The air buzzed with the murmur of eager conversations and the sound of sneakers squeaking against polished floors, creating a symphony of anticipation that both thrilled and unsettled him. Coming from a vibrant neighborhood in New Jersey, where cultures blended like a rich tapestry, he was both eager and anxious to discover what this diverse high school had in store for him. He recalled the lively block parties and the fragrant aroma of different cuisines wafting through the streets, and he hoped to find a similar sense of community here. As he looked around, he saw posters celebrating cultural festivals and bulletins written in many languages, each one a testament to the vibrant tapestry of students who filled the hallways. The visual cacophony of colors and the excited chatter reminded him of the melting pot he left behind, and a flicker of hope ignited within him. Although he had grown up surrounded by differences, he knew that adapting to a new environment in another part of America would bring its own set of challenges. The stories he had heard of students being ridiculed for their backgrounds weighed heavily on his heart, urging him to tread carefully. Yet with every heartbeat, his determination to embrace genuine connections surged stronger, pushing aside the shadow of doubt. He resolved to approach each day with an open mind and a hopeful spirit, ready to meet new friends and navigate the complexities of high school life. The journey ahead might be daunting, but in that moment he felt a surge of courage. He was ready to carve out his own place in this new world. Alex's parents had always taught him the importance of embracing differences and treating everyone with kindness. Even before his first day, he had heard stories about students being ridiculed for their background or skin color. Yet his determination to forge genuine connections surpassed any apprehension swirling in his mind. The morning sun filtered through the tall windows as Alex took his first tentative steps into a building where unity and diversity coexisted. Every corner of the school hinted at hidden stories, and every classroom door beckoned with promise. As he walked down the bustling hallway, Alex took a deep breath, absorbing the vibrant energy around him. Laughter and chatter mixed with the sound of lockers slamming shut, creating a lively symphony. Posters on the walls celebrated different cultures, showcasing events like the International Festival and Black History Month, each a testament to the school's commitment to inclusivity. In his first class, history, Alex was pleasantly surprised to find a diverse group of students. They shared stories of their families, revealing their varied backgrounds and experiences. The teacher, Mrs. Chang, encouraged open dialogue, setting the tone for respect and understanding. Alex felt a sense of belonging wash over him as he listened to his classmates talk passionately about their heritage. This was precisely what he had hoped for, an environment where differences were not just accepted, but celebrated. During lunch, Alex sat with a group that instantly welcomed him. There was Mia, whose family had emigrated from Brazil, Jamal, who had grown up in the heart of the city, and Amina, who wore her hijab with pride, sharing tales of her adventures with her larger-than-life grandmother. Their camaraderie began to blossom as they exchanged favorite foods, cultures, and even family traditions. Alex shared his love for soccer, and soon they were plotting a small tournament after school, ensuring everyone had a role to play. As the weeks passed, Alex noticed subtle changes within himself and his new friends. They upheld the values of kindness and understanding, often standing up for classmates who faced bullying or exclusion. Together, they organized a kindness week, filled with activities designed to highlight respect and empathy in their school community. They even collaborated on a mural that depicted a tapestry of hands interlocked, symbolizing togetherness amid diversity. Through these experiences, Alex discovered that true connection transcended superficial differences. He learned to appreciate not only the similarities that bound them, but also the unique qualities that enriched his life. As he looked back on those initial apprehensions, he realized that his fears had been transformed into a thrilling journey of friendship, acceptance, and growth. With each passing day, he was not only discovering who he was, but he was also helping to build a community where everyone could shine. As Alex embraced this vibrant community, he found himself involved in various group activities that celebrated their diverse backgrounds. Every week brought new experiences: cultural potlucks where flavors mingled, storytelling nights that revealed tales of resilience, and art workshops that showcased the creative talents of each member. These gatherings became a tapestry woven with shared laughter and mutual respect, reinforcing their bond with each other. One evening, while painting in the community center, Alex met a woman named Priya, who shared his enthusiasm for blending cultures through art. They collaborated on a mural that depicted their community's journey, a vivid representation of the struggles and triumphs they had faced together. Through their creative partnership, they not only enriched their friendship, but also inspired others to express themselves through art, fostering an even deeper sense of belonging. As the mural took shape, so did Alex's understanding of his own identity. He began to reflect on the different parts of himself that had been influenced by his journey. The lessons learned from each friend added layers to his existence, teaching him the importance of empathy and perspective. He realized that the beautifully complex individual he was becoming was a direct result of the many perspectives he had encountered. The culmination of these experiences was a community festival celebrating unity and diversity. Alex, now a central figure in organizing the event, felt a rush of excitement and purpose. The anticipation in the air was palpable as attendees prepared to showcase their talents, share their stories, and forge new connections. As he stood in front of the crowd, Alex felt a profound sense of belonging wash over him, a realization that these were not just friends, but family, each person contributing their unique essence to the collective heart of the community. This transformation was not merely about Alex, but echoed through the lives of many who had once felt isolated or misunderstood. Through collaboration and understanding, they had created a safe space where vulnerabilities were met with compassion and support. In that moment, as laughter and cheers resonated around him, Alex acknowledged the journey he had embarked on, the journey of turning apprehension into action, fears into friendships, and connections into a solid foundation for a thriving community. Wandering through lively corridors filled with a blend of accents and laughter, Alex marveled at the many faces around him. He noticed students of different shades, light, dark, and olive, and heard snippets of Spanish, Mandarin, Arabic, and other languages. In one classroom, an impressive display of artwork featured symbols from various cultures. In another, multiple languages floated as groups of students conversed animatedly. The energy in the hallways made him feel less like an outsider and more like a part of a grand mosaic. At lunchtime, while sitting alone at a table, Alex observed a group of students engaged in friendly conversation. One of them, a tall, athletic young man with an inviting smile, introduced himself as Jordan. Known among his peers for his open nature and supportive character, Jordan quickly invited Alex to join them. Reluctant at first, Alex finally agreed, recognizing that even a small gesture could represent a warm embrace of inclusion. After a bustling lunch period filled with laughter and chatter, as Alex hurried to his next class, he couldn't help but marvel at the rich tapestry of styles and attitudes that surrounded him at Redwood High. The hallways were alive with individuality. Some students wore traditional attire reflective of their diverse heritages, showcasing vibrant colors and intricate designs that told stories of their cultural backgrounds. Others sported the latest trends, their fashion choices a testament to evolving contemporary tastes, creating a fascinating blend of old and new. As he walked, he felt a mix of admiration and curiosity about the vibrant community he had stepped into. Between classes, Alex took a moment to reflect on his own upbringing, a unique blend of cherished Indian customs and the dynamic American lifestyle he had embraced. Memories of family celebrations filled with the aroma of spices and the rhythmic sounds of Indian music danced in his mind, contrasting with the simplicity of American barbecues and holiday traditions. He promised himself to both share the beauty of his culture and to eagerly learn about the rich tapestries woven by the stories of his new friends. Each interaction was a potential window into another world, offering lessons and insights that he was determined to explore. With a hopeful heart and an adventurous spirit, Alex stepped forward into what he knew would be a transformative journey, a voyage that would test his beliefs, challenge entrenched prejudices, and ultimately reveal the true strength of friendship that transcends color and culture. He felt an invigorating sense of possibility, eager to embrace the challenges and discoveries that lay ahead, aware that every connection he made would be a thread contributing to his own ever-expanding narrative. On Alex's second day, the excitement of meeting new faces deepened in every moment, as if each new encounter held the promise of a connection waiting to be forged. In his first class, an English literature course focusing on modern narratives, Alex found himself drawn to the vibrant energy of the room. He sat wisely next to Jordan, whose warm smile emitted a reassuring glow, making the often overwhelming atmosphere of a new school feel a tad bit more familiar. Jordan, an African-American student known for his approachable demeanor and infectious laughter, had cultivated a reputation for making everyone feel welcome. He was the kind of person who effortlessly bridged gaps between students from different backgrounds. As the teacher enthusiastically announced a classroom activity dedicated to self-identity and cultural heritage, excitement buzzed in the air, inviting each student to share a personal story. This was not just an assignment. It was an opportunity for students to weave the intricate tapestry of their lives into the collective narrative of the classroom, fostering understanding and appreciation among their diverse experiences. One by one, students spoke about their rich traditions. Elena, a vibrant Latina with sparkling eyes, recounted the cherished tales her abuela used to tell. Maya, a soft-spoken Asian American student, explained the gentle power of her family's Lunar New Year celebrations. When it was Alex's turn, he talked about his Indian heritage, festivals such as Holi and Diwali that filled his childhood with vivid colors and joy. The applause and warm nods from his classmates made him feel seen and respected. As the circle continued, Jamal, an African-American student with a bright smile, shared the vibrant rhythms of his family's Kwanzaa celebrations, where stories of heritage came alive through music and dance. His enthusiasm was infectious, and soon the room filled with laughter and clapping as he demonstrated a few simple dance moves. Next, Fatima, a first-generation Middle Eastern student, spoke about Ramadan, describing how the holy month brought her family closer through shared meals and spiritual reflection. She emphasized the importance of community and kindness, values her parents instilled in her from a young age. Then Yuki, a Japanese-American girl with a knack for storytelling, took her turn. Her voice was soft yet clear as she painted a picture of the Cherry Blossom Festival, Hanami, in her hometown. "It's more than just flowers," she explained. "It's about gathering with family and friends under the trees, sharing laughter and memories." The imagery she conjured captivated her audience, and as she spoke, her classmates could almost feel the gentle breeze and smell the sweet blossoms. As the sharing circle went on, an air of connection blossomed among the students. They began to see the threads weaving their diverse heritages together. The values of family, community, and celebration crossed cultural boundaries. The shy boy at the back, Samir, finally mustered the courage to stand up. With a slightly trembling voice, he spoke about his Middle Eastern roots, sharing stories of Eid celebrations filled with food, prayers, and the joy of giving to those in need. His vulnerability evoked a silence in the room, a moment of solidarity that transcended words. Finally, as the session came to a close, their teacher encouraged the students to reflect on what they had learned from one another. "Each of our stories adds a unique color to our community," she said. "It is important to celebrate not just our individual traditions, but to embrace the beautiful tapestry that forms when we come together." Each student left that day with a newfound appreciation for not only their own heritage, but for the rich cultural diversity that surrounded them, igniting a desire to learn more and connect deeper with one another. As they stepped into the bustling hallways, the echoes of laughter and lively conversations filled the air, a reminder of the vibrant mosaic they were part of. Amina, a recent immigrant from Syria, felt a surge of pride as she recalled the stories of her grandmother, who had woven tales of resilience and hope during the dark days of conflict. Inspired, she decided to organize a cultural showcase where peers would share their traditions through food, music, and storytelling. Meanwhile, Thomas, who had always felt a strong connection to his Irish roots, began researching the history of folk songs and dance, eager to share these with his classmates. He envisioned a lively evening where each student would teach a piece of their heritage, fostering connections through shared experiences. The more they discussed, the more the idea expanded, transforming from a simple gathering into a full-blown celebration of their diverse identities. As the weeks went by, excitement built among the students. Posters adorned the walls, colorful and adorned with international flags that represented their backgrounds. Students practiced their performances during lunch breaks. Amina showcased traditional Syrian dishes, while Thomas led a group learning an Irish jig. The collaboration sparked friendships that transcended cultural barriers. They exchanged not just practices, but personal stories that bridged gaps of understanding. On the day of the showcase, the auditorium buzzed with energy. Families, faculty, and friends filled the seats, eager to witness the vibrant display of cultures. Each performance radiated passion. Dancers twirled, musicians strummed, and storytellers captivated the audience. When Amina shared her grandmother's stories, her voice carried both joy and sadness, drawing everyone in. Thomas's energetic dance elicited cheers and laughter, and by the end of the night, it was clear that they had crafted something magical together. As the applause echoed around the room, the teacher smiled proudly at her students. "You have not only celebrated your cultures, but have also woven them into a stronger community," she reflected. The students, a united force of young voices, had created a moment that would be cherished for years to come, leaving them all with a deeper sense of belonging and an understanding that together they could overcome barriers and build a future rich in diversity and inclusion. Throughout the day, as classes changed and hallways filled with vibrant conversations, Alex absorbed the beauty of diversity firsthand, each moment providing a new layer to his understanding. In the bustling cafeteria, the atmosphere was alive with laughter and spirited debates, where casual discussions about weekend plans seamlessly intertwined with heartfelt commentaries on family traditions, favorite foods, and even the quirks of different languages. As he navigated through the tables, he felt as though he was walking through a cultural tapestry, woven together by the unique experiences of his peers. It was here that Jordan, his newfound friend, introduced him to an eclectic circle of companions who further enriched his day. Olivia, with her wild, colorful sketches adorned on her notebook, radiated creativity and was passionate about infusing art into everyday life. She spoke animatedly about her latest project, a mural designed to celebrate the various backgrounds represented at Redwood High. Samir, whose quiet determination shone like a beacon in the science classroom, shared aspirations of becoming an engineer, inspired by the complex systems that govern the natural world. His insights reminded Alex of the vast potential locked within diverse minds. And then there was Fatima, the gentle newcomer from the Middle East, whose warm smile and thoughtful demeanor spoke volumes even before she said a word. She shared snippets of her journey, offering a glimpse into her life, and her stories illuminated the challenges and joys she faced, bridging the gap between their cultures with her authenticity. Every interaction underscored Alex's growing realization that first impressions at Redwood High were shaped not by superficial markers like skin color or cultural background, but rather by the kindness displayed and a genuine desire to understand one another. It was a dynamic and transformative lesson, one that revealed the complex layers beneath each student's exterior. During simple exchanges, the sharing of smiles in the cafeteria, or the collaborative spirit in group projects, Alex witnessed the remarkable power of empathy to transcend differences. The day closed with him walking home, his heart light and buoyed by the profound understanding that each student's unique story contributed to the school's vibrant mosaic. He felt as if he were weaving threads of connection where once there had been division. It was on this day that Alex began to grasp the critical importance of listening, truly listening, to the voices of those who might initially appear different, yet held within them the same hopes and dreams that pulsed in his own heart. Each story was a brushstroke in a larger masterpiece, reminding him that the beauty of Redwood High lay in its diversity and in the shared aspirations that could unify even the most unlikely of friends. As he rounded the bend towards his neighborhood, Alex's mind was still swirling with reflections on the day's experiences. The echoes of laughter from his classmates played back in his head, each sound a testament to the bridges he was beginning to build. He recalled Elizabeth's story about moving from a big city to the quieter town of Redwood, her eyes lighting up as she spoke about the best pizza place in her old neighborhood. He had never realized that such simple details could unveil the rich narratives that shaped their identities. Suddenly, every face he passed seemed familiar, imbued with a story that begged to be told. That evening, a sense of purpose awoke in him. Alex decided to start a project that would showcase these stories, the stories of his peers. He envisioned a collection of profiles that illuminated their backgrounds, passions, and dreams. With every interview, he hoped to peel back the layers, revealing the intricate tapestry of experiences that bonded them. He imagined a final presentation at the school assembly, a celebration of diversity aimed at fostering deeper understandings among students. The idea electrified him, transforming his earlier realizations into tangible action. As the days unfolded, he approached his classmates with enthusiasm. Initially hesitant, they soon embraced the idea, finding solace in the act of sharing. He listened to Jason, who had always been the quiet one in the back of the class, His tale of grappling with family expectations and his love for painting unveiled a depth Alex never knew existed. Sophia, a newcomer with a penchant for science, opened up about her journey, escaping situations that had threatened to stifle her curiosity. Each dialogue was a revelation, a small triumph that reinforced what Alex had come to believe. Everyone carried with them a universe of experiences waiting to be discovered. As the project gained momentum, the school hallways buzzed with anticipation. Posters adorned the walls, reminding everyone to participate and contribute their voices. The students were now engaged in discussions centered around respect and understanding, sharing snippets of their stories with one another, already feeling the shift in their communal atmosphere. But it was at the preliminary showcase before the assembly where the vision Alex had nurtured for weeks truly morphed into something extraordinary. The day of the event, the auditorium was alive with energy. As students flooded in, their eyes brightened with intrigue. Alex stood at the front, ready to share not only his vision, but the collective heartbeat of stories that had intertwined over the weeks. As he played the video montage showcasing interviews of his classmates, each voice layered with emotion, he watched their faces illuminate with pride and connection. The blend of cultures, experiences, and dreams was no longer a mere concept. It was palpable, a vivid illustration of the strength found in unity. When the event concluded, applause filled the room, but more importantly, Alex felt a shift. Students who had previously hovered along the edges of social circles began to merge, exchanging words of encouragement and curiosity. The walls of isolation that had once defined parts of Redwood High began to crumble. In that moment, Alex understood that the beauty of his journey was never just about the stories themselves, but about the connections forged in their telling. Each friendship created was a thread woven tighter into the fabric of their shared community, embroidered by kindness and understanding, transcending beyond the original narrative into a force for change. Walking home that evening, his heart once again light, Alex knew that what had begun as a simple idea had blossomed into something greater, an ongoing journey towards acceptance and connection that would carry through the halls of Redwood High long after his project had ended. The warmth of collective inspiration nestled within him, and he couldn't help but feel excited for all the stories that were still waiting to unfold. And the laughter that usually filled the hallways was sometimes punctuated by whispers of discontent. Students navigated the complexities of friendships and rivalries, each day a fresh chapter filled with the potential for both connection and conflict. During lunch, cliques formed around tables, some radiating positivity while others were saturated with tension. In the midst of it all, Mia found solace in her art, sketching the various dynamics she observed, translating the unspoken rifts and bonds into expressive lines and colors. One chilly afternoon, after an uncharacteristically heated debate in history class, Mia noticed Sam, a usually vibrant member of the school's debate team, sitting alone. His usual enthusiasm had dimmed, overshadowed by recent disagreements with his teammates. Mia approached him cautiously, unsure of what to say. "Hey, I noticed you looked a bit overwhelmed today. Want to talk about it?" she offered gently. Sam hesitated, then nodded, grateful for the invitation to share his thoughts. As they chatted, it became clear that misunderstanding had spiraled into a festering wound, marring the camaraderie that once defined the team. They brainstormed solutions, measuring the importance of community and understanding that effective communication was the key to resolving their conflicts. It was moments like these that reminded Mia of the resilience and unity that often emerged following discord. By the time the semester's end approached, whispers of division began to dissolve, replaced by an emerging sense of solidarity. A new initiative was introduced by the Student Council, Harmony Week, a series of events designed to foster connection and empathy among students. Mia enthusiastically joined the planning committee, her artistic skills shining as she designed posters and decorations. The events ranged from workshops on conflict resolution to open mic nights where students could express their stories through poetry and music. As laughter began to return to the school, students started to see each other beyond their preconceived notions, sharing experiences that bridged the gaps between them. The warmth of Redwood High was rekindled, not a mere absence of conflict, but thriving in the understanding that even moments of misunderstanding could lead to deeper connections when navigated with compassion and care. And so, as the year unfolded, the lessons learned during those rocky weeks became the bedrock for a more united community, reminding everyone that out of discord can come the most beautiful harmony. This growing sense of togetherness was palpable during school events, where students would come together to celebrate diversity and culture, with each gathering serving as a stepping stone toward a brighter future. Mia, empowered by the collective journey, continued to sketch, capturing the evolving narrative of her classmates and the strength they found in unity. Her illustrations transformed the struggles and triumphs of her peers into vibrant visual stories, each stroke of her pencil reflecting the resilience and creativity born from their shared experiences. The walls of Redwood High soon adorned Mia's artwork, serving as a daily reminder that empathy and understanding could not only heal wounds, but also inspire growth and collaboration among students from all walks of life. In the bustling hallways between classes, Alex encountered challenges that underscored the reality of prejudice. One chilly autumn morning, as he rushed to class, he overheard a group of students making fun of another peer for his accent and unfamiliar ways. The hurt in the victim's eyes pained Alex, and he felt torn between his desire to help and the fear of drawing unwanted attention. At that moment, Jordan arrived. With a calm yet firm tone, he admonished the group for mocking someone's way of speaking and reminded them that differences should be celebrated, not ridiculed. This small act of courage resonated deeply with Alex, who later discussed the situation with his friend Olivia. She explained that such incidents, though small on the surface, could multiply quietly, reinforcing stereotypes that divided rather than united. The challenges did not stop in the halls. During a school assembly meant to promote unity, a few students made insensitive remarks about cultural traditions, causing Fatima to become visibly upset. The assembly halted momentarily as teachers scrambled to restore order. Principal Martinez later addressed the issue, emphasizing that every member of the Redwood community deserved respect. Such episodes, though painful, served as critical lessons for everyone in understanding how subtle prejudices could affect even the kindest souls. Even in group projects, stereotypical assumptions emerge. When assigned a history project on immigration, one team member assumed that Alex could share extensive insights solely about Indian culture. Although unintentional, such assumptions stung, highlighting the pervasive nature of stereotypes. Over these weeks, Alex learned that while the school's diversity was its strength, it also meant that occasional slips in judgment could threaten the unity they all worked so hard to build. As the project progressed, Alex took it upon themselves to educate their peers about the nuances of various cultures, emphasizing that reducing a person's experience to a single narrative was not only limiting, but also misleading. This experience inspired a newfound determination in Alex to challenge stereotypes whenever they arose. They proposed the idea of hosting a cultural fair at school, where students could share their heritage through presentations, food, and storytelling. The proposal was met with enthusiasm, and soon various groups were formed, each dedicated to representing different cultures. However, as planning began, the complexity of organizing such an event became clear. Conflicts emerged over scheduling, with contributors needing to balance their unique commitments. Yet instead of allowing these challenges to lead to division, Alex encouraged open communication and collaboration, drawing on the lesson that understanding and tolerance thrive through dialogue. Throughout these discussions, more stereotypes surfaced, this time even among those who initially seemed supportive. A few students joked that they were experts on certain cultures based merely on popular media narratives. Alex realized that humor, while often a tool for bonding, could also reflect deeper biases. Seeing an opportunity for growth, Alex organized a workshop that focused on cultural sensitivity and awareness, inviting speakers from various backgrounds to discuss their experiences and the dangers of assumptions. As the date of the fair approached, excitement buzzed in the air, creating a sense of unity among participants. The day of the event arrived, and the school gymnasium transformed into a vibrant tapestry of colors, sounds, and delicious aromas. Each booth told a story, inviting attendees to explore and appreciate the rich diversity of their community. Alex stood back for a moment, watching classmates engage with each other, sharing laughter, and learning more about one another's histories. That day not only celebrated culture, but also laid the groundwork for deeper connections among students. By the end, even the most skeptical class members admitted how eye-opening the experience had been. Alex felt a sense of pride not just in the success of the event, but in the collective commitment to challenge stereotypes moving forward. Reflecting on the journey, Alex understood that while stereotypes may surface in unexpected ways, the strength of their community lay in its willingness to confront them. This realization propelled Alex to continue advocating for inclusivity, fostering discussions that would help diminish assumptions and pave the way for a more empathetic school environment. Slowly, however, the students began turning these challenges into opportunities for dialogue, transforming their initial discomfort into a powerful catalyst for change. Informal discussions in the library not only allowed students to confront these biases head-on, but also fostered a sense of community and connection among them. In these after-school sessions, students shared personal stories and experiences that laid bare the impact of prejudice, solidifying their resolve to create a more inclusive atmosphere. Even the small acts of bravery, like Jordan's intervention, where he bravely stood up against a discriminatory comment in class, became beacons of hope and inspiration, encouraging others to follow suit. Each incident, painful though it might be, spurred a growing awareness that the halls of Redwood High were microcosms of society at large, a society still learning how to weave understanding into every interaction. As conversations flourished, empathy blossomed, and an unwavering commitment to standing up against injustice began to take root, shaping a new narrative for their school culture. This shift not only transformed individual perspectives, but also initiated a ripple effect that extended beyond the confines of the school, influencing the broader community to reflect on their own assumptions and biases. In the wake of these challenges, a determined group of friends at Redwood High decided that silence was not an option. One chilly afternoon in the quiet study area of the library, with the muted sounds of pages turning and keyboards clicking as their backdrop, Alex, Jordan, Fatima, and Elena gathered around a table strewn with books and notebooks. They formed a kind of brainstorming sanctuary, their own haven where the weight of the world outside seemed to lighten, if only for a moment. Each student brought not just their own stories, but also the imprints of their unique experiences, ready to explore practical ways to respond to the pervasive prejudice they had witnessed in their school. As they shared, the air thickened with both nostalgia and urgency. They recounted moments when kind words had been few and the need to stand up for fairness had been glaringly obvious. Alex spoke up about his feelings of despair after overhearing a derogatory remark about a classmate's interests, while Jordan recounted an incident on the field that had left him questioning not just his talent, but the integrity of those around him. Fatima recalled the painful sting of having her accent mocked during a presentation, a moment that drew laughter from some and left her feeling isolated. Elena, known for her infectious optimism, gently reminded them of the strength they possessed when they stood together, always uplifting each other during tough times. But rather than linger in their shared discontent, these friends found strength in their vulnerability. They began to outline the contours of an initiative, a way to channel the frustrations and hurt into something constructive. Ideas flowed freely as they envisioned a campaign rooted in empathy and awareness, aiming to educate their peers about the significance of acceptance and the power of kind words. Their determination crystallized into a shared mission. They would not just be passive observers of change, but active ambassadors for acceptance, ready to make a difference in their school community. Jordan recalled a time when a casual comment undermined his athletic achievements, while Fatima remembered the painful sting of having her accent mocked. The discussion soon turned into a plan of action. They would become ambassadors for acceptance. They launched an initiative called Voices of Unity, inviting students to share their cultural stories during lunch breaks. Each day, a different student would step forward and tell the tale of their traditions, challenges, and victories. As the weeks rolled on, the cafeteria transformed into a vibrant tapestry of voices. Students began to look forward to these sessions, where laughter mingled with tears and stories sparked connections. Muna spoke about her grandmother's recipes that filled their home with the aroma of spices and warmth, while Ravi recounted his journey as a newcomer, finding his footing in a complex world of high school dynamics. Each narrative was a thread, weaving a stronger fabric of unity among the diverse student body. Encouraged by their peers' willingness to share, Jordan and Fatima organized workshops where students could learn about each other's cultures through art, music, and dance. They collaborated with the art department to create murals that celebrated their differences, resulting in walls adorned with colorful patterns and symbols from around the globe. The melodies of traditional instruments filled the air, creating a sense of community that resonated deep within every participant. However, not every story was easy to share. One afternoon during a particularly emotional session, a shy student named Amir spoke about the isolation he felt due to his family's refugee status. The room fell silent, and with every word, the weight of his experiences hung heavily in the air. It was a poignant reminder that acceptance was not just about celebrating differences. It required empathy and understanding of the struggles hidden beneath the surface. As the initiative gained momentum, it attracted attention from the school's administration. Principal Torres, impressed by the positive atmosphere and the increased sense of belonging among students, proposed hosting a Unity Day where performances and stories would culminate in a grand celebration of diversity. Students rallied together, brainstorming ideas for food booths, cultural performances, and informative displays showcasing their heritage. On the day of the event, the schoolyard came alive with colors and sounds. Laughter exploded as students tried foods from each other's backgrounds and joined in dance circles, celebrating the rhythms of different cultures. Muna's booth was a hit, with her samosas disappearing within minutes, while Amir's storytelling corner drew students in, each reflecting on the importance of resilience and hope. By the end of the event, it was clear that Voices of Unity had turned into something bigger than Jordan and Fatima had ever imagined. It had sparked not only awareness, but also friendships that crossed cultural lines. As they looked around at their peers smiling, connecting, and sharing, Jordan and Fatima felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had ignited a movement that would foster acceptance, enhance empathy, and encourage everyone to embrace their unique stories within the larger narrative of their school community. Beyond Unity Day, the initiative continued to thrive. With students taking ownership, new projects emerged. The Cultural Exchange Program was established, pairing students from different backgrounds to work on academic projects together. Each collaboration fostered deeper understanding and respect, challenging stereotypes and promoting lasting relationships. Jordan and Fatima knew that they had embarked on a journey that would not only change their school, but could potentially ripple out into the wider community, creating a more inclusive world. Alex was the very first to volunteer, a courageous move that set the tone for the entire session. With a mixture of nerves and excitement coursing through him, he began to recount the vibrant festivals of India, painting a vivid picture with his words. He described the joyous splashes of color during Holi, where clouds of bright powders turned the streets into a rainbow, and laughter filled the air as friends and families came together in merriment. He spoke of Diwali, the festival of lights where countless flickering diyas illuminated homes and hearts alike, symbolizing the triumph of light over darkness and good over evil. As Alex continued, infusing his stories with personal anecdotes, he captured the deep sense of community that accompanied every celebration, describing the mouth-watering aromas of traditional dishes shared among neighbors, the music that echoed on festive nights, and the age-old ritual that had been passed down through generations. As his voice grew steadier and more confident, he could see more students leaning in, their eyes reflecting a newfound interest. They listened intently, realizing that each shared experience served to chip away at old stereotypes and build bridges of understanding. Even when a few interruptions occurred, curious questions and enthusiastic comments, they became part of wider discussions about respect, curiosity, and the significance of telling one's truth. In those moments, the room transformed into a vibrant tapestry of voices, where students exchanged perspectives and stories from their own backgrounds, further enriching the dialogue. It was more than just a presentation. It had become a communal exploration of identity, fostering connections that transcended cultural boundaries. The Student Council quickly recognized the impact of Voices of Unity and extended their support. Teachers began to integrate lessons on empathy into their curricula. Extracurricular clubs dedicated to cultural diversity organized roundtable dialogues and invited students to address instances of bias. With every meeting, every honest exchange, the small group's commitment to standing up against prejudice grew stronger. As the school year progressed, the ripple effects of these initiatives became evident. Students who were once silent witnesses to intolerance began to find their voices, encouraged by the supportive framework built around them. They shared personal stories that showcased their struggles and triumphs, fostering a deeper understanding among their peers. An art show was organized where students expressed feelings of identity through various mediums, providing a platform for creative dialogue. Parents soon took notice and became involved too, attending workshops focused on diversity and inclusion. These events not only educated them about the challenges their children faced, but also how they could contribute positively to the school environment. This newfound collaboration between faculty, students, and families began to weave a stronger community fabric. Encouraged by the progress, the The Student Council initiated a mentorship program pairing older students with younger ones, aimed at fostering intergenerational dialogue. This initiative allowed students to share experiences and strategies for dealing with bias, creating an inclusive atmosphere where everyone felt a sense of belonging. By mid-year, the enthusiasm surrounding Voices of Unity had caught the attention of local media, which resulted in the school being featured in a community spotlight segment. The positive publicity further galvanized the students, and they began to brainstorm ways to expand their influence beyond the school walls, envisioning outreach programs to neighboring schools that would spread the message of unity and diversity. Plans for a Unity Week were soon set in motion, a series of events designed to celebrate cultural differences through food, art, music, and storytelling. The anticipation among students was palpable as they prepared presentations and performances, motivated by a collective goal to create an inclusive environment not just in their school, but within their community. As the events unfolded during Unity Week, students witnessed the powerful bonds being formed through shared experiences. They realized that their combined efforts had the potential to inspire change, cultivating an atmosphere where empathy and understanding could thrive not only in the classroom, but throughout their lives. The journey of Voices of Unity was just the beginning of a lasting legacy, a movement toward a more inclusive future. Through these actions, Alex and his friends discovered that true courage was not merely the absence of fear, but rather the profound willingness to stand up and articulate their beliefs in the face of adversity. They learned that every voice raised against injustice was not just a declaration, but a vital thread woven into the fabric of their community, creating a tapestry rich with resilience and hope. Each initiative they spearheaded, whether it was organizing a rally, facilitating open discussions, or reaching out to marginalized voices, began to chip away at the walls of misunderstanding and fear that had previously divided them. As they embraced their roles as advocates for change, they witnessed how their collective efforts slowly but surely started to shift perspectives and open hearts. These moments of connection and vulnerability proved that even in the bleakest of times, the enduring light of empathy could pierce through, illuminating paths toward acceptance and understanding. In doing so, they not only transformed their immediate environment, but also ignited a movement that resonated far beyond their school walls, inspiring others to join the cause for a more compassionate and inclusive world. One day, the history teacher, Mr. Thompson, enthusiastically announced a new group assignment titled The Cultural Mosaic. This project challenged students to delve deep into the myriad of diverse cultural contributions that had enriched and shaped American society over the centuries. The room buzzed with excitement as students began to brainstorm, their faces lighting up with ideas. Among those captivated by the project were Alex, a spirited young man with a passion for music; Jordan, an articulate debater known for his insights on social justice; Fatima, who carried the depth of her grandmother's stories in her heart; and Elena, a talented artist with a penchant for colorful expression. Together with several other classmates, they formed a dynamic team that was not only determined to excel academically, but also eager to celebrate and showcase their multicultural heritage in a way that would resonate with their peers. Their goal was to create a presentation that captured the essence of what it means to be part of a cultural mosaic, highlighting the rich tapestry of traditions, languages, and histories that contribute to the American experience. With a sense of purpose and enthusiasm, they set out to uncover the hidden stories and vibrant influences that too often went unnoticed. Little did they know, this assignment would not only transform their understanding of each other, but also strengthen the bonds of friendship and community within the classroom, fostering an appreciation for the beautiful diversity that surrounded them. The group met after school in a bright, quiet classroom filled with books and colorful maps that adorned the walls, each one telling a story of distant lands. Sunlight streamed through the large windows, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere that buzzed with the energy of their shared excitement. Their discussions were animated and full of laughter as they eagerly divided the work, each member feeling a sense of responsibility and pride in their contributions. Fatima, with her deep love for storytelling, would delve into the rich tapestry of Middle Eastern poetry, bringing to life verses that had been lovingly passed down from her grandmother, painting vivid pictures of culture and tradition. Elena, inspired by her vibrant heritage, would illustrate the joyful chaos of Latin American festivals, highlighting how these celebrations not only brought communities together, but also fostered a sense of identity and belonging. Jordan, passionate about social justice, would immerse himself in the history of hip-hop, exploring how this powerful genre emerged as a voice for change, expressing the struggles and dreams of marginalized communities. Meanwhile, Alex would share his insights into Indian traditions, candidly addressing the challenges faced by immigrant communities while emphasizing the resilience and adaptability that had become a hallmark of their experiences. Every member brought personal experiences and anecdotes that significantly enriched the project, transforming their collective effort into a vivid tapestry of living history, interwoven with threads of laughter, wisdom, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. The collaborative process was not without disagreements. At first, the group struggled with how much time to allocate to each cultural contribution. Voices were raised and opinions clashed, but soon the friends learned that listening and compromise were essential. Their debates became opportunities to understand not only the facts of history, but also the emotions tied to them. As hours turned into days, they found that their shared passion for acceptance united them more strongly than any differences could divide. Gradually, the discussion shifted from contention to collaboration, igniting a newfound creativity among the group. Each member began to embrace their perspective as a puzzle piece essential to the greater picture they sought to create. As they crafted a narrative that intertwined their diverse backgrounds, it became clear that their project was more than just a collection of cultural stories. It was a tapestry of shared experiences and values, celebrating their unique identities while weaving bonds of friendship. With renewed vigor, they dove deeper into research, each session opening doors to exciting revelations. They discovered tales of resilience and triumph from cultures they had previously known little about. The stories were not just historical dates and events. They were imbued with the struggles and dreams of real people. It sparked a sense of responsibility within them to do justice to these narratives. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting golden hues through the window, they gathered for a brainstorming session. Laughter flowed easily between them, a stark contrast to their earlier conflicts. "What if we highlighted how each culture influences modern society?" suggested Maya, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. The team buzzed with excitement, tossing ideas back and forth, their energy charged with purpose. They began to envision an interactive exhibition, merging art, history, and personal reflections. Each member would take charge of a section, allowing them to delve deeper into their chosen topic. It was empowering. They were no longer just friends arguing over details, but a team rallying behind a common goal, each individual contribution enhancing the final product. As the days wore on, they learned the importance of scheduling regular check-ins to ensure everyone was feeling supported and included in the creative process. This initiative fostered an environment of transparency, where they could discuss potential roadblocks candidly. Through these discussions, the bonds thickened, reinforcing the understanding that their differences were not barriers, but bridges waiting to be crossed. Slowly, their project took shape, an intricate dance of words, visuals, and emotions. They realized that this venture had transformed into a celebration of unity, where they could showcase not only their cultural proficiency, but also their commitment to fostering an inclusive community. Each friend poured their heart into the project, eager to share their learnings with others, not simply for accolades, but for the hope that their collective effort would inspire others to embrace diversity. Ultimately, the exhibition culminated not merely as an academic endeavor, but as a heartfelt expression of joy, respect, and admiration for each other's roots. It was a coming together, a testament to the idea that when voices merge harmoniously, they create something greater than the sum of their parts, an anthem of acceptance and celebration of humanity. In the following weeks, the team met frequently in the library and computer lab. They gathered research materials, practiced parts of their presentation, and even recorded short interviews with teachers and community members. The project began to take on a life of its own. Instead of being just an assignment, it evolved into a heartfelt tribute to cultural diversity. The title, A Rainbow of Stories, was chosen to reflect their belief that every color and every story added richness to the national mosaic. As the students prepared for the upcoming presentation, they decided to incorporate various multimedia elements to enhance their storytelling. They created a vibrant slideshow featuring photographs from the interviews, and each team member contributed snippets of personal anecdotes, weaving together the narrative in a way that emphasized their shared experiences. During one of their meetings, the team brainstormed ways to involve their classmates and teachers beyond the presentation. They organized a cultural showcase day, inviting students to bring dishes from their heritage, wear traditional clothing, and share their own stories. The excitement grew as they saw the interest this idea sparked within the school community. Flyers were pinned up in hallways, and social media posts helped spread the word. Community members, including local artists and musicians, offered to participate, promising to add more depth to the event. This unexpected support made the endeavor feel even more vibrant. The students realized that A Rainbow of Stories wasn't just their project. It was transforming into a celebration of unity and appreciation for the colorful tapestry that made up their school and town. On the day of the showcase, the atmosphere buzzed with enthusiasm. The hallways were adorned with cultural artifacts and art displays that celebrated various traditions. The aroma of diverse cuisines filled the air, drawing in those who were curious to sample flavors from around the world. The team's presentation received a warm reception, and as they spoke about the significance of each story, the audience was captivated. It was as if each tale brought the community closer together, dissolving barriers and fostering understanding. As the event concluded, the team felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They hadn't simply completed an assignment, they had ignited a movement, encouraging dialogues that would extend far beyond that day. Many students approached them afterward, expressing a desire to learn more about the cultures represented, and some even suggested making the cultural showcase an annual event. Leaving the school that evening, the team reflected on how a simple project had blossomed into an ongoing conversation about acceptance and diversity, an endeavor that would resonate for years to come. On presentation day in the large school auditorium, the vibrant atmosphere was palpable as students, teachers, and family members filled the seats, eager to witness what had been weeks in the making. The group captivated their audience with a dynamic showcase that intertwined historical facts, soul-stirring music, colorful art, and heartfelt personal anecdotes from diverse backgrounds. This meticulous preparation not only impressed the teachers, who marveled at the students' dedication to their research, but also sparked an undeniable sense of inspiration and connection among fellow students. As the last note resonated through the air and the final visual display illuminated the stage, the resounding applause at the end echoed like a powerful affirmation. Every cultural heritage had immeasurable value, and every story was worth sharing, creating a collective tapestry of experiences. For Alex and his friends, this project transcended a mere academic assignment. It was a bold declaration that unity was not merely an abstract concept, but a living reality, built on the foundations of understanding, empathy, and mutual respect among diverse communities. They understood that their voices could spark dialogue and encourage others to embrace the richness of differing perspectives, setting the stage for a more inclusive environment at Redwood High. In the weeks following the successful presentation, the impact of the cultural mosaic resonated throughout Redwood High in ways that no one could have anticipated. The air buzzed with conversations about diversity as students began to share not just their cultural backgrounds, but also the stories behind them, their familial traditions, holidays, and even the unique challenges they had faced. Class discussions transformed into lively debates and thought-provoking dialogues that attracted even the most reserved students, who found the courage to voice their thoughts on cultural identity and the significance of acceptance. This shift in classroom dynamics created an environment in which every contribution, no matter how small, was valued and celebrated. Teachers, recognizing this newfound enthusiasm, skillfully incorporated real-life examples drawn from the student presentations and shared narratives. They referenced moments of disagreement as teachable points, emphasizing the importance of respectful dialogue and understanding differing viewpoints. The curriculum began to evolve, with lessons designed around themes of empathy and cultural appreciation. Workshops were organized, allowing students to engage with guest speakers from various backgrounds, further enriching their understanding. One teacher even initiated a cultural exchange day, where students could showcase their heritage through food, music, and art, fostering a deeper sense of community within the school. As friendships formed in this inclusive atmosphere, students found themselves connected not only by their academic pursuits, but also by their personal experiences. The once distant cliques began to blend, creating a vibrant tapestry of cultures that celebrated both individuality and unity. In this way, The ripple effect of the cultural mosaic extended far beyond the classroom, redefining what it meant to be a part of the Redwood High community. As the school year progressed, the impact of this cultural blending was palpable. Students began to share not only their academic knowledge, but also their traditions, cuisines, and stories from home. The cafeteria transformed into a global feast every Friday, where students brought dishes from their heritage, turning mundane lunchtime into an exciting culinary journey. With each bite of biryani or slice of empanada, the walls of division crumbled further. Moreover, the school administration, recognizing the power of these emerging connections, organized events that highlighted different cultures throughout the year. The annual Cultural Fest became a highlight for students, parents, and community members alike. It featured performances, traditional dances, musical numbers, and poetry recitations that spotlighted the diverse backgrounds represented at Redwood High. Families eagerly contributed, dressing in bright traditional attire, showcasing their crafts and sharing their histories, further enriching the school landscape. Class discussions also took a more profound turn as students began to engage in dialogues not only about literature or science, but also about societal challenges and global issues that affected their communities. This exchange of ideas fostered an environment of empathy and understanding, where students felt safe to express their viewpoints, often inspired by their own experiences and those of their peers. As they tackled subjects like immigration, identity, and social justice, they nurtured a growing sense of responsibility and activism within one another. The approach to learning evolved too. Project-based assignments soon included real-world implications, prompting students to apply their skills in service-oriented projects that benefited the community. Groups collaborated to create awareness campaigns, cultural enrichment programs, and charity drives, working hand in hand to enact positive change. Through these initiatives, the students at Redwood High didn't just learn about different backgrounds, they lived them, creating friendships that would last far beyond the walls of their school. The stories they shared became threads that stitched them into a larger community fabric, enriching not only their high school experience, but also preparing them for the diverse world that awaited them beyond graduation. Outside the classroom, friendships blossomed in unexpected ways, transforming the hallways into a tapestry of shared experiences and laughter. Evening study sessions in the school library became a vibrant melting pot, drawing together students who initially gravitated toward familiar groups, but found themselves united by a newfound curiosity about each other's lives. As they settled around the long wooden tables, the air buzzed with an energy fueled by camaraderie and a thirst for understanding. Jordan recounted his childhood challenges growing up in an underprivileged neighborhood, painting a vivid picture of resilience amid adversity. His stories of navigating systemic hurdles resonated deeply, sparking discussions about social injustices and community support. Fatima, with a spark of nostalgia in her eyes, described the bittersweet process of adapting to a new country, sharing how she wrestled with the dualities of her identity while cherishing the values her family instilled in her. Her experiences ignited a dialogue about belonging and the sacrifices often made in pursuit of a better life. Elena spoke passionately about how dance served as a bridge connecting her to her family's Latin roots, recounting tales of vibrant fiestas where music filled the air and every movement told a story of heritage and celebration. Her enthusiasm was infectious, inspiring the group to consider how their own cultural expressions could foster community bonds. Meanwhile, Alex detailed the multifaceted nature of Indian traditions celebrated at home, highlighting colorful festivals like Diwali that illuminated his childhood with joy and connection. His narratives underscored the beauty of cultural diversity, prompting conversations about overlap and exchange between their various customs. In these quiet yet transformative gatherings, the students discovered that while their stories were different, the essence of their hopes and dreams intertwined like threads in a beautifully crafted tapestry. They began to appreciate that their very journeys were not just unique trials, but shared experiences that enriched their understanding of one another. In this newfound bond, they found comfort, support, and a collective strength that prepared them for the diverse world that awaited them beyond graduation. Moreover, a vibrant multicultural club emerged from these inspiring conversations, serving as a sanctuary for students eager to embrace diversity in their shared experiences. This club quickly transformed into a lively hub where individuals from myriad backgrounds could come together to celebrate traditional festivals, relishing in the joyous sounds of laughter and music as they engaged in the rich tapestry of cultural expressions. Students sampled an array of delectable dishes, each bite a story waiting to be told, and learned intricate crafts that had been lovingly handed down through generations, forging a tangible connection to their heritage. With the invaluable guidance of dedicated and caring teachers, the club also took on the role of an educational platform. It organized roundtable discussions that tackled sensitive topics such as stereotypes and biases, creating spaces where students could confront their own perspectives in a supportive environment. These meetings, filled with candid conversations, equipped students with the language and tools necessary to openly address past misunderstandings. In doing so, they not only fostered personal growth, but also sowed the seeds for deeper, more lasting friendships. Together, they nurtured a vision for a collective future built on empathy, resilience, and the shared goal of creating a community where every voice could be heard and valued. The process of understanding was gradual and admittedly sometimes challenging. There were moments when old prejudices whispered through casual comments or when misconceptions surfaced in heated debates. But each of those instances became an opportunity to learn, to correct, and to bond over the realization that genuine growth requires both vulnerability and courage. As the school year progressed, a noticeable transformation unfolded within the walls of Redwood High, a journey marked by shared experiences and collective introspection. Every conversation that courageously pushed back against long-held stereotypes served as a catalyst for change, igniting dialogues that challenged preconceived notions and invited diverse perspectives into the spotlight. Kindness became a powerful force, manifesting in countless acts that ranged from simple gestures, like holding the door open for a classmate, to more profound efforts such as students rallying together to support peers facing challenges of isolation or misunderstanding. In those intimate moments, when laughter erupted over shared jokes in the cafeteria or deep discussions blossomed in the library, each smile exchanged in the common areas acted as a subtle yet powerful testament to how far the school community had come. It was a realization that growth was not just an individual journey, but a shared endeavor, one that wove a fabric of empathy and respect among students from all backgrounds. Alex felt a deep sense of gratitude and hope swell within him, recognizing that these seeds of understanding and compassion, nurtured with care and intention in these crowded hallways, were destined to blossom far beyond the confines of high school. They would flourish in the hearts and minds of the students, influencing their choices and interactions in the world beyond Redwood High, lighting the way towards a more inclusive and compassionate future. Redwood High's annual school festival was not merely an event. It was a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of the school's diverse community, a celebration of art, music, and cuisine that annually drew everyone into its warm embrace. This year, however, it promised to transcend even the highest of expectations, becoming a true reflection of unity and shared experiences. In the weeks leading up to the festival, every club and class poured their hearts into meticulous preparations. The art club transformed ordinary hallways into enchanting galleries that showcased student creativity, while the culinary club experimented with traditional recipes from various cultures, each dish telling a story of its roots. Students from different backgrounds collaborated on performances, combining dance styles and music genres to create a program that honored their rich heritages while inviting all to experience the joy of cultural exchange. As the excitement built, the anticipation in the air was palpable. This festival would not only highlight the very best of the school's cultural diversity, but also strengthen the bonds among students, leaving an indelible mark on their hearts and minds. Early in the morning on festival day, the school grounds burst into a kaleidoscope of color. Booths adorned with flags, streamers, and traditional ornaments were arranged in the courtyard. A large stage, draped in fabrics representing unity and hope, awaited musical performances, dance routines, and spoken-word poetry. The air was filled with the tempting aromas of spicy tacos, sizzling biryanis, delicate dumplings, and creamy hummus. As the sun began to rise higher in the sky, families and friends flocked to the event, their laughter and chatter mingling with the vibrant sounds of a local band warming up backstage. Children darted between booths, their faces painted in playful designs, as they eagerly clutched colorful balloons and bags filled with sweets. Elderly members of the community gathered under a shaded area, reminiscing about past festivals, sharing stories of how the traditions had evolved over the years. While sipping on cups of aromatic chamomile tea, volunteers moved swiftly from booth to booth, ensuring everything was in place, adjusting decorations, and handing out schedules of the day's events. The community spirit was palpable. Neighbors greeted each other with warm hugs and wide smiles, reflecting a unity that transcended individual differences. All around, the excitement built as children took part in traditional games that tested their agility, while others tried their hand at crafts, weaving colorful friendship bracelets. At the main stage, the MC introduced the first act, a group of young dancers dressed in traditional attire, their movements perfectly synchronized to the rhythmic beats of lively music. The crowd erupted in applause, encouraged by the performers' energy. With every act that followed, from folk songs to modern interpretations of traditional narratives, the audience was swept up in an atmosphere of celebration, their hearts swelling with pride for their rich cultural heritage. Amidst the festivities, a mural was being painted live, capturing the essence of the day, a representation of the diverse cultures weaving together like the multicolored threads of a tapestry. Artists and community members interacted, sharing thoughts on what unity truly means. This collaborative artwork aimed to symbolize hope, resilience, and the boundless creativity of their shared experiences. As the afternoon approached, the tantalizing aroma of food became more pronounced, drawing attendees to the food stalls, where each dish told a story of its origins. Great care was taken in preparing the meals, with recipes passed down through generations, reflecting the multicultural fabric of the community. Tasting challenges were held, where participants sampled spicy, sweet, and savory dishes, cheering on their favorites. As the sun dipped lower, casting a golden hue across the courtyard, the grand finale loomed closer. Excitement bubbled over as firework vendors set up their displays, preparing for the evening's spectacular show. The anticipation grew palpable. Everyone could feel that something magical awaited as night fell, promising a breathtaking fireworks display that would light up the sky, uniting all under a canopy of stars. In that shared moment, as lights sparkled overhead and shadowed silhouettes danced below, the community felt a profound connection, not just to each other, but to their collective past, present, and hopeful future. This festival was more than an annual event. It was a celebration of life, a reminder of their strength and vibrancy as a community, where every color represented a story, and every note played echoed the spirit of togetherness. At the heart of the festival preparations was the vibrant Multicultural Club, a group that thrived on diversity and understanding. Led by the passionate and dedicated Alex, the club members worked tirelessly to organize a special segment aptly named Stories of Our Roots. This initiative was more than just an event. It was a heartfelt invitation for students to peel back the layers of their own identities. They were encouraged to share personal narratives that detailed their families' journeys to America, recounting tales of hope, hardship, and resilience that had been passed down through generations. During planning meetings that stretched late into the evening, the room was filled with a whirlwind of laughter, the occasional tear, and spirited discussions that sparked inspiration. Ideas flowed freely as club members painted vivid pictures of their cultural backgrounds, not just through words, but through the emotional connections that tied them to their heritage. They created a safe space for vulnerability and authenticity, where tales of immigration, adaptation, and the search for belonging would resonate deeply within the hearts of their peers. As Alex and his friends dove into creative brainstorming sessions, they envisioned multimedia presentations, spoken word contributions, and interactive storytelling that would not only enlighten their classmates, but also foster a greater appreciation for the rich tapestry of cultures present within their school community. Every idea generated was infused with a sense of purpose, promising to create an unforgettable experience that would celebrate the beauty of their shared yet distinct stories. When the festival kicked off, the energy was palpable. Jordan led a powerful hip-hop performance that celebrated the struggles and triumphs of his community, while Fatima mesmerized the audience with a poetic recitation that reflected the resilience of her people. Elena's dance performance fused modern moves with traditional Latin rhythms, and Alex presented a short film highlighting the vibrant celebrations of Diwali and his family. Every performance, every booth, and every conversation reinforced the belief that diversity was the school's greatest strength. As the sun began to set, a kaleidoscope of colors illuminated the evening sky, and the festival transitioned into a vibrant night market. Local artisans set up stalls showcasing handcrafted jewelry, textiles, and art pieces that told stories of heritage and innovation. The mingling sense of international cuisine wafted through the air, drawing attendees to food trucks serving everything from savory samosas to spicy tacos, creating a culinary fusion that represented the very fabric of the community. In the center of the plaza, community leaders shared inspiring testimonials about the importance of unity and understanding among different cultures. Children laughed and played in a designated area, their faces painted with bright colors, while elders exchanged narratives of their experiences, bridging the generational divide with wisdom and humor. This intergenerational dialogue reminded everyone present that the strength of diversity was not only in the cultures represented, but also in the narratives shared and lessons learned. The highlight of the evening was the all-inclusive Unity Dance, where attendees were encouraged to join in, regardless of their background or skill level. As people began to dance together, laughter and joy erupted, each movement symbolizing a shared commitment to inclusiveness. Strangers became friends as they learned a mix of traditional dances from various cultures, creating a tapestry of movement that spoke louder than words. As the festival drew to a close, the atmosphere radiated positivity and hope. Jordan, Fatima, Elena, and Alex gathered backstage, their hearts brimming with pride, a powerful reminder that their talents had contributed to building bridges within their community. They looked out at the vibrant scene of connections formed, feeling a collective lightness in their hearts. The festival had not just showcased diversity, it had fostered understanding and appreciation, leaving an indelible mark on everyone present. Such moments ignited a collective desire to continue these celebrations throughout the year, as participants recognized the value of ongoing dialogue and shared experiences. Inspired by the festival's success, students brainstormed a myriad of ideas for future events. Some envisioned art exhibitions highlighting cultural heritage, while others proposed storytelling sessions that would allow individuals to narrate their unique journeys. There was a palpable excitement in the air as discussions flowed, with everyone committed to creating platforms that amplified voices from all walks of life. This aspiration guaranteed that diversity was not merely confined to a singular celebration, but blossomed into a dynamic, ongoing dialogue, fostering empathy and understanding within the school and extending its reach into the wider community. Excitement bubbled as plans were made for workshops, collaborative projects, and even a community outreach program, transforming the school into a beacon of inclusion and a lifelong celebration of human connections. As students mingled, they gathered around a large mural depicting interlocking handprints in different shades, a symbol of unity. During quiet moments between shows, teachers and students alike engaged in conversations about the power of acceptance and the beauty of learning from one another. For many, the school festival was a day of transformation, a reminder that a community built on understanding and shared joy could break down barriers and create a lasting legacy of respect. With the success of the festival still fresh in their minds, the students of Redwood High faced a new challenge: the persistent need to confront and eliminate lingering prejudices that reared their heads in everyday interactions. During a lively social studies classroom discussion centered around the contributions of historical figures, a few students, leaning on a narrow interpretation of history, dismissed the invaluable impacts of non-Western cultures. Their comments hung in the air, casting a cloud of unease over the room as students exchanged apprehensive glances. Sensing the tension and the weight of the moment, a quiet yet determined classmate named Sarah, a student known for her thoughtful insights, rose to speak. Standing tall and steady in front of her peers, she began to articulate the interconnectedness of global cultures and their profound influence on American society. With a calm voice that belied her apprehension, Sarah detailed how ancient philosophies from the East laid the groundwork for modern scientific inquiry, while artistic traditions from Africa and Latin America enriched the American creative landscape. Her words painted a vivid picture of a tapestry woven from diverse threads, illustrating that no culture is an island, but rather part of a larger human story. As she continued, she highlighted the revolutionary contributions of Islamic scholars during the Golden Age, whose advancements in mathematics and medicine were crucial to the development of Western knowledge. She spoke passionately about the richness of the African diaspora in shaping music genres that have become the heartbeat of American culture. Sarah's heartfelt recounting not only moved her classmates, but also sparked curiosity and introspection among them. The teacher, recognizing the importance of this dialogue, encouraged the class to dig deeper into these topics, inviting them to share their thoughts and explore the influences of global cultures on their own identities. What began as a moment of conflict veered into a meaningful conversation that fostered understanding and opened minds to the vibrancy of a multicultural heritage. Outside the classroom, student-led workshops on cultural literacy became a powerful tool. These sessions addressed topics such as stereotypes in the media and unconscious bias. Alex joined these workshops, recounting personal experiences of being pigeonholed by assumptions merely because of his appearance. His honesty encouraged others to share their own encounters with bias, and these collective stories slowly chipped away at long-held misconceptions. As discussions deepened, the workshops evolved into a safe haven where students felt empowered to explore their identities and the societal pressures that shaped them. With each session, they not only highlighted the damaging effects of stereotypes, but also celebrated the rich diversity within their community. Maria, a passionate advocate for social justice, took the lead one afternoon, introducing the idea of story circles, a method where participants could share their personal narratives in small, intimate groups. These story circles became a transformative experience for many. Students listened intently, unearthing layers of understanding beneath surface-level assumptions. For instance, Kumar spoke about the cultural nuances of his family's traditions, which revealed the complexity of his background that was often overlooked. His stories fostered a sense of empathy that resonated widely, prompting others to reflect on their own experiences and the prejudices they faced. In a later session, Jessica courageously brought up the topic of privilege. This sparked a heated yet respectful dialogue about the variations of advantage and disadvantage seen in their peer group. Many were hesitant at first, unsure how to navigate such a delicate subject. But with Alex's previous openness, others gradually began to voice their perspectives. They examined how privileges could be invisible to some, yet glaringly apparent to others. The conversation highlighted the intersections of race, gender, and socioeconomic status, suggesting that addressing these issues was critical for their holistic growth. Each week, awareness grew and genuine bonds formed. Students began to take these lessons beyond the workshops. They initiated campaigns to promote inclusivity around the school, partnering with various student organizations to host events that celebrated different cultures through food, art, and dance. The once segregated cliques started to blend as students sought to understand and appreciate one another's heritage. This cultural shift did not go unnoticed by the faculty and administration. Inspired by the impact of the student-led workshops, the school decided to implement a mandatory cultural competency training for teachers, emphasizing the importance of understanding their students' backgrounds. As educators began to engage in these dialogues, they too contributed to a more inclusive school environment, which reverberated positively through classrooms and hallways alike. Looking back, Alex realized how much the workshops had changed him and his peers. What began as a response to bias morphed into a movement of solidarity and understanding. With each story shared and each misconception dismantled, they built a foundation for lasting change, teaching not just tolerance, but appreciation for the rich tapestry of human experience. The momentum they generated fostered hope that one day, the biases that plague their community would be replaced with unity and respect. Not all barriers were easily removed. Some groups clung to old ways, forming separate social circles that rarely mixed. Recognizing this, school counselors organized dialogue sessions that allowed students to air grievances and misconceptions in a safe space. Though initially uncomfortable, these sessions paved the way for better mutual understanding. In a particularly moving project that captured the essence of the school's newfound spirit, local artists joined forces with students to create a vibrant mural along the school's outer wall. This mural became more than just an artistic endeavor. It transformed into a tapestry of hope and unity, vividly depicting interlocking handprints of many colors, each one symbolizing the diverse backgrounds and experiences of the student body. As the students dipped their hands in paint and pressed them onto the wall, they were not merely leaving a mark. They were imprinting their individual stories, narratives of resilience, struggle, and triumph over adversity. Each handprint told a tale, some of overcoming personal challenges, others of navigating the complexities of identity, and many of forming bonds across differences. The mural served as a powerful reminder that together, They could weave a tapestry of understanding and compassion that transcended the barriers of judgment and prejudice. It also became a source of collective pride, illustrating that in unity there is strength and in diversity there is beauty. The project not only beautified the school's environment, but also instilled a renewed sense of community, where every stroke of color echoed the hope that they could build a future defined by acceptance and shared dreams. Through persistent acts of kindness, honest discussions, and creative collaboration, the long-standing barriers between students of different backgrounds began to crumble like autumn leaves underfoot. It was inspiring to witness how moments that once seemed trivial transformed into profound experiences of connection and understanding. Alex often found himself reflecting on the power of simple gestures: a smile shared across the hallway, a compliment offered in passing, or a helping hand extended during group projects. These small moments, though seemingly insignificant, coalesced into a movement that reshaped the very fabric of their community. Alex came to realize that while the path toward complete understanding might be long and fraught with challenges, every small act of bravery served as a vital stepping stone toward a stronger, more inclusive community that celebrated differences rather than shying away from them. As students began to embrace vulnerability and authenticity, they discovered that their shared laughter, struggles, and dreams formed the true essence of their collective identity, paving the way for a future that promised not only acceptance, but a flourishing camaraderie that would resonate for years to come. As winter's chill settled over Redwood High, the true essence of friendship emerged in quiet, unexpected moments that often slipped under the radar of daily life. One crisp afternoon in the bustling courtyard, bustling with students wrapped in thick scarves and hats, Alex paused to take in the scene. It was then he noticed Jordan, leaning down to comfort a younger student who had been visibly shaken by a cruel comment regarding his accent. Jordan's voice was steady and calm, each word crafted with genuine empathy, while his gentle reassurance and supportive embrace symbolized everything the students at Redwood High were learning about caring beyond appearances. In that intimate exchange, they created a ripple effect that transcended their immediate surroundings, creating an atmosphere where emotional vulnerability was met with kindness and understanding. Their interaction wasn't just a fleeting moment, it encapsulated a shared ethos among the students, encouraging others to stand up not only against cruelty, but also to foster an inclusive environment where everyone felt safe and valued. In the midst of winter, as snow began to blanket the ground, acts of warmth like these blossomed into a profound sense of belonging that would resonate deeply within the heart of the Redwood community. Later that day, Fatima and Elena gathered with Alex in the cozy corner of their favorite cafe, a place that welcomed patrons with its warm ambience and the irresistible aroma of rich hot cocoa. As steam rose from their mugs, the three friends embarked on a mission to plan an inspiring welcome for a new student named Samira, who was set to join their class the following week. Over warm cups of cocoa, they swapped stories of past heartaches and unexpected kindnesses, tales filled with the bittersweet pangs of loneliness and the uplifting moments that made them feel truly seen. Each story peeled back layers of their personal struggles, revealing the shared bonds that drew them together in their quest for belonging. Fatima spoke of her transition to a new school years earlier, when her classmates' smiles initially felt like barriers rather than bridges. She recalled the unexpected kindness of a fellow student who offered her a seat at a lunch table bursting with laughter and chatter. Elena chimed in with her own story, recounting the time she had been feeling invisible in a larger crowd until a stranger's simple compliment turned her day around. As they exchanged these heartfelt memories, laughter mingled with the soft hum of winter winds that whipped outside, transforming their table into a sanctuary of warmth and connection. They reflected on how even the smallest gestures of kindness, like a friendly greeting or a shared snack, could illuminate the darkest days. And it was in those moments they truly understood the impact they could have on Samira's experience. The trio brainstormed ideas about how to create a welcoming atmosphere, planning simple acts that would ensure Samira felt embraced in this new chapter of her life. They envisioned a friendly welcome banner accompanied by a collection of notes from their classmates, each one brimming with friendly words of encouragement, much like the ones that had once lifted them. In this shared commitment, they felt a renewed sense of purpose, a promise to extend the warmth they had once received to someone who might desperately need it now. In those moments, every friend discovered that true friendship was not measured by the length of acquaintance, but by the willingness to support one another despite differences. Whether it was a late-night study session or a spontaneous note of encouragement, the everyday acts of kindness gradually rebuilt trust among students who had once been separated by misconceptions. As the weeks passed, these small gestures led to deeper conversations where vulnerabilities were shared and laughter echoed through the hallways. The study sessions turned into a weekly gathering, where discussions about schoolwork seamlessly blended into sharing personal dreams and future aspirations. It became a sanctuary for everyone involved, a safe place where fears could be voiced without judgment. One evening, as the group huddled over textbooks, someone suggested they collectively embark on a project that would not only benefit them academically, but also improve the community around them. Excitement sparked in their eyes as ideas flowed freely, igniting a fire of creativity. They decided to organize a local charity fundraiser, blending their varying talents into a single mission to support those in need. Planning the event became an exhilarating journey. They split into teams, allowing each member's strengths to shine. The artists designed eye-catching promotional materials, the organized created schedules and managed communications, and the communicative led outreach efforts to local businesses for sponsorships. In the face of challenges and setbacks, their unity only grew stronger. They celebrated small victories and provided comfort during moments of frustration, proving that their earlier understanding of friendship was more than a superficial bond. It was a powerful alliance. The night of the fundraiser arrived, and the buzz of anticipation filled the air. As they worked together to transform a local venue, they saw their shared efforts materialize into something beautiful. Friends who had once drifted apart now stood side by side, buoyed by the strength of their newfound connection. When the event commenced, they were overwhelmed by the turnout, receiving support from unfamiliar faces in their community who had become inspired by their story. As the night unfolded with laughter, music, and heartfelt speeches, they realized this was more than just a fundraiser. It was a testament to what they could accomplish together. The event not only raised the necessary funds, but also rekindled relationships that had once seemed irreparable. In that moment, they solidified a promise to remain in one another's lives, fostering a network that thrived on compassion, resilience, and the undeniable power of teamwork. After that night, the group continued to meet regularly, no longer just for studying, but to enrich each other's lives, sharing lessons learned and planning future initiatives. They formed a community rooted in kindness and the understanding that true friendship could be cultivated through shared experiences. Through every project and gathering, they created a legacy that would inspire others to look beyond the surface, recognizing that friendship flourishes when nurtured with care, empathy, and shared purpose. Teachers began to notice that the previously segregated social circles were blending in unexpected and beautiful ways. Students who had once felt isolated, standing on the fringes of their peers' interactions, now found solace and empowerment in diverse groups that not only acknowledged but celebrated their differences. This transformation was not merely superficial, it redefined the very fabric of the school community. Collaborative projects became commonplace, where students from various backgrounds worked together, weaving their unique stories and perspectives into a rich tapestry of shared experiences. As the school's atmosphere grew warmer, it was infused with a deepening understanding and a collective commitment to uplift one another. Laughter echoed in the hallways as friendships blossomed, illustrating firsthand the profound impact of inclusivity. The air was thick with the promise of new beginnings, fueled by the recognition that true strength lies within unity and the acceptance of each individual's unique journey. Reflecting on his journey from the uncertainty of his first day to now, Alex found himself awash with memories that underscored how each interaction, whether it bloomed from shared laughter or sparked during moments of deep discussion, had intricately woven the fabric of his understanding of true friendship. He recognized that the essence of camaraderie lay not merely in the joy of effortless connection, but in the profound appreciation of each individual's unique story. It was an awakening to the realization that behind every warm smile often lay challenges and victories, struggles that shaped their identities and triumphs that illuminated their paths. This journey together had ignited a collective spirit, an unwavering commitment to ensure that empathy and kindness would reign supreme in all encounters, transcending any prejudice that once cast a shadow over their community. The friendships forged were not only about belonging, but about creating a ripple effect, inspiring others to embrace inclusivity and champion a world where understanding and kindness were the cornerstones of every relationship. As the school year neared its end, Redwood High brimmed with a hopeful anticipation that electrified the air. The corridors buzzed with excitement and nostalgia as students prepared to transition into a new chapter of their lives. Graduation was approaching, a significant milestone, and with it came a profound opportunity for reflection on a transformative journey that had reshaped beliefs and forged unbreakable bonds among students. Each hall echoed with laughter, reminders of late-night study sessions, and collaborations on community projects that had once seemed daunting but now felt like cherished memories. Alex, Jordan, Fatima, Elena, and many of their peers had become living symbols of a future where respect and empathy triumphed over long-held biases. They stood together not just as friends, but as advocates for change, each embodying the values they had nurtured throughout their high school experience. They engaged in spirited discussions about social justice, participated in events that celebrated diversity, and supported one another through the challenges of adolescence. Their journey was marked by resilience, illustrating how collective efforts can dismantle prejudice and foster understanding. They envisioned a world where every individual felt valued and accepted, a belief that they carried proudly as they prepared to step into the next phase of their lives. During the final assembly, Principal Martinez delivered a heartfelt speech that recounted moments when students had bravely challenged discrimination and built bridges where walls once stood. His words underscored a simple truth: every act of kindness and every shared story built a better community. Inspired by his message, the Multicultural Club organized a farewell celebration that was as much a promise for the future as it was a remembrance of the past year's growth. The celebration took place in the school's auditorium, adorned with colorful banners representing various cultures and traditions. Each corner was alive with laughter, music, and the aromas of dishes from around the world, lovingly prepared by families and students. As the evening unfolded, students shared their stories through performances, dance, poetry, and even a short play that highlighted the importance of unity and diversity. Among the performers was Aisha, a sophomore whose poignant spoken word piece resonated deeply with the audience. She spoke of her journey as an immigrant, the challenges she faced, and the friendships that helped her navigate through uncertainty. Her words echoed the sentiments of many, fostering a sense of belonging in a room filled with faces of varying backgrounds. As she finished, the audience erupted into applause, and Aisha felt a rush of pride for sharing her truth. The Multicultural Club had invited guest speakers too, community leaders who had dedicated their lives to advocating for equality and inclusion. Their stories motivated students to consider the impact they could have in their own spheres of influence. One of the speakers, Mr. Rodriguez, recounted his experience as a former student of the very same school, illustrating how far-reaching the effects of compassion can be, how small acts, like including someone at lunch or standing against bullying, can create ripples that reach far beyond their immediate surroundings. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow through the auditorium windows, Principal Martinez returned to the stage to conclude the evening. He invited students to reflect on the ways they could continue to promote inclusivity and kindness beyond the school walls. "Tonight isn't the end," he said, his voice full of conviction. "It's merely the beginning of a lifelong commitment to make the world a better place for everyone." Spurred by his words, students began brainstorming initiatives they could pursue during the upcoming school year. Ideas flowed as the night progressed, establishing mentorship programs, organizing community service projects, and even collaborating with local organizations that supported underrepresented communities. An air of excitement filled the room, fueled by a shared vision of a future rooted in understanding and respect. As the event came to a close, students exchanged contact information, promising to keep in touch and work together on these budding ideas. The farewell celebration thus became a catalyst not just for nostalgia, but for a movement, one that would ripple through the community and beyond, ensuring the legacy of love and acceptance would endure long after the school year ended. In the decorated auditorium, performances, photo montages, and moving testimonies filled the air with optimism. Alex and his team unveiled a digital storytelling project titled A Future Without Prejudice, capturing interviews with teachers, community members, and students about their dreams for an inclusive society. Every image and every voice echoed the belief that diversity was a strength, a promise that every individual, regardless of skin color, or background could contribute to making the world a kinder place. In the final days before graduation, quiet conversations in empty classrooms and tearful goodbyes in hallways spoke volumes of the long-lasting impact of their shared journey. As graduates tossed their caps high in the spring air, they did more than celebrate the end of high school. They celebrated the beginning of lives dedicated to spreading love, understanding, and acceptance. Walking off the stage, Alex carried with him the lessons learned at Redwood High. That true progress begins when every heart is open to the richness of diversity. In that moment of celebration, every student silently vowed to carry forward this spirit in the world beyond school walls. A world where prejudice would no longer define the limits of friendship, and where every individual's story shined like a beacon of hope.